Alright, so we'll attack with our 6-powered first striker here, and they likely won't block. I don't know exactly what they're doing. Do they have some sort of trick? Oh no, opponent, you don't want to do this. We've got first strike. Am I missing something? Let's see. So, I mean, I guess we can kill these first two, and I guess that worked. Oh no. Hello Daily Drafters, today is Thursday, February 24th, and thanks for joining me for today's Daily Draft. As we get into this draft here, don't forget that I'd like to give a nice shout out to all those in the subscriber community for choosing to spend a part of your day here with me. And for those of you that are not yet, you're going to want to go ahead and get subscribed by clicking that red subscribe button attached to this video. It's absolutely free. Will never cost you a dime, and you'll then have access to the most consistent, high-quality MTG Limited content on YouTube. Alright, so this has been a bit of a rough going this week so far, but let's see if we can turn it around here with this draft. It's obviously been a rough week, but you know what? This format has seemed really sweet, and I've had a lot of fun with it, even if we've been super up or down. Had a couple trophies so far, had a couple bad drafts so far, but it's been really fun. Let's see. Katos the Silent Spider, 5-mana 4/4. You can like play cards off the top of their deck. There's also Beside You Reaches Skyward, and I've really liked green in this format. Green has been about my favorite color, and because this is a gold card, and it's a decent one, but it is a gold card, and this one is green, and it's a very good green card, I'm going to go ahead and start with Beside You Reaches Skyward here, and see if we can't put together some sort of nice green package. So now we have Jukai Preserver to follow that up. There's also Dokuchi Silencer, which is fine. It's been a little bit underwhelming, to be honest. I do not like blue-white in this format at all. Vehicles are just seem to be very underpowered in general. I mean, you have to get a couple of like the super rare mythic vehicles to really want to move into that. Voltage Surge is fine, but this type of removal has, you know, not really cut the cheese this format so far. I mean, all the creatures that enter the battlefield usually do something. They exist as enchantments, they exist as artifacts, they have ETBs, they can be sacrificed, and this kind of removal is going down for me in my pick order, but I do really like Jukai Preserver, and this gives us a couple of good 4-drops to start with that really help us get into the late game. One of the things I've noticed in this format that's been really difficult is finding a balance of doing enough relevant things early while also having a deck that can reach into the late game. No pun intended. So we're going to go ahead and start there, and then we see Kappatek Wrecker, which is one of the better uncommons in this format. So it's a 2-mana 1/3, you can ninjutsu it in for 1 and a green, and it enters with the Death Touch counter, and if it deals combat damage to a player, you can remove that counter and have it destroy target or exile target artifact or enchantment, which has been great because there are a ton of artifacts and enchantments running around in this format, including several creatures. So if you could sneak this in off of a 1/1 snake, you know, the Death Touch snake, something like that, it gets really good. But I'm really liking this green start so far because Kappatek Wrecker is one of the better uncommons in this format here. Alright, and still seeing great green cards. We've got Azusa's Many Journeys and Greater Tanuki as probably the two best cards in this pack. Many Journeys is 1 and a green. You can play an additional land, you gain 3 life, and then you get a 3/3 with a little bit of upside. And Greater Tanuki, 6-mana, 6/5, trample. You could channel it for 2 and a green to find a land and put it on the battlefield tab. There's also Ninja's Kunai, which is decent-ish removal. And depending on what color we pair green with here, we might need to dip into colorless here for some colorless removal if we don't find any in the other colors. So I think I'm actually going to take the Saga here over Greater Tanuki. This is the uncommon over the common, and I have a feeling we're going to be able to find access to a Greater Tanuki at some point in this draft if we want one. And the Sagas have just been great. It's a 2-mana 3/3 that gains 3 life, and you could play an additional land if you get it early. It's been really good. And now we see Banishing Slash, which is very good. We see Imperial Oath, which has been pretty good in these grindy late game decks, even very splashable because there's a lot of easy ways to splash in this format, and splashing a 6 mana card is pretty easy. You could probably get away with playing this and maybe 2 white sources if you don't really get there on the splash. There's also Tales of Master Shishiro, and I've been incredibly impressed with this card as well. So, I mean, Banishing Slash might be a tiny bit better than this, but there's value in staying green so far when we don't know our second color. It looks like white is the next most open color, but when there's a card as good as Tails here, I think we'll just take it and stay green as much as we can. And then now we have to branch out because Commune is the only card in green. And while I've heard rumblings that this card has applications in the format, I have not seen it yet. So until I see it, I'm going to kind of leave it on the sidelines. I do really like Sunblade Samurai as a 5-mana 4/4 vigilance that you can have a buyout to get a land and some life for yourself. There's a lot of white here, so green-white could be open, but I really like our green start, and we'll find the Samurai here and try to read what's open at this table. Alright, so not a big fan of Heir of the Ancient Fang. Favor of Jukai as well. I mean, it's a decent-ish enough combat trick, and if you care about enchantments enough, you could play the front side. It's also just Thornwood Falls, and honestly, I think I'm going to take the land here over either of these 2 cards. And, I mean, there's also Ironhoof Boar. I mean, nothing here is really speaking to me as you need to move in for this card, and I don't really care about either of these green cards, so I'll take the green-blue land in the event that we need to splash blue or something like that. In a pick 8 Skyblast Samurai, as well as a Golden-Tailed Disciple in the pack with a Favor of Jukai, I think this is a sign that green-white is open. So we are going to go ahead and try to move in. So far we have 7 cards in our pile, and 5 of them are enchantments. So this is going to be great in our deck already. And one of the better green-white decks I've had in the format so far has had a Golden-Tailed, it's like 2 or 3 Golden-Tailed Disciples, and they've been very good. Now, of course, that comes with Michiko's Reign of Truth, to where you can gain a bunch of life off of that as well. But all right, decent-ish sign that we've got nothing but white, green, and a couple of blue cards here. I think I'll just take Mothrider Patrol, but this has been a generically powerful card, but in green-white, I've not been the most impressed with it. Don't really want to take Subduer here. Again, I mean, maybe we could play a Commune if we need to, but I don't think we really need to. I want to try to affect the board as much as we can. We'll take the Mothrider Patrol. Then we see Bearer of Memory and Repel the Vile and Boon of Beside-You. I've actually been very impressed with Repel the Vile. It's 4 mana, it's a little expensive, but it is an instant. You exile one of their biggest creatures, or you exile any enchantment, which means you can get a Saga before it flips as well, which has been big game. I don't really care about Bearer of Memory. This is like a, oh no, we didn't make playables in green-white kind of card. On that note, I'll take the Bearer of Memory here, because there's nothing else. So we'll take it and probably look to put it into the sideboard. So these were the only other 2 green cards in this pack last time, I think. There might have been the Tanuki in this pack, but they both came back, which is good news. I'm not really interested in playing either of them, but we'll take it. Imperial Oath came back as a good splash if we're even in green-white, so we don't even need to splash it. Here's Commune and Light the Way. So it looks like we've kind of found our lane already. And then we see Invoke Justice. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then distribute 4 +1/+1 counters among any number of creatures and or vehicles target player controls. So I've heard they've all been great. The Invokes have been great. However, I've never cast one, and I've only ever had one cast on me. And I think we're leaning a little bit more green than white here. When there's a card as good as Jukai Preserver, or even Era of Enlightenment, Golden-Tailed Disciple, Repel the Vile, we've got good options here. And I don't know if I want to try to take... I think this is the kind of card that could ruin a draft if you take it. Try to take fixing very highly. It doesn't go well. You don't really get the fixing needed. You have it stuck in your hand. You aren't able to cast it. Those are all very bad things to happen in the middle of a draft to go with that card. Now, maybe it comes back, but I doubt it. All right, so a lot of good cards in this pack. Ooh, sorry about that. A lot of good cards in this pack, but unfortunately, none of them are really for us. Behold the Unspeakable is, in my opinion, I think the best uncommon in this format. I've said that about Michiko's Reign of Truth, but I've played against this card so many times, and it's just wrecked me every time. It's very, very good. I think our options, there's also Embrace and Virus Beetle, but we're looking to be in the green-white here. There's Jukai Trainee, Imperial Oath, and I don't care about Story Weave. So, probably just take the Trainee as the 2-drop here, and not be super happy about it. And the Dragon Kami Reborn. 3 mana, chapters 1 and 2, you gain 2 life, and look at the top 3 of your library. Exile one of them face down, then the rest on the bottom, and then when it flips and that creature dies, you may cast a creature spell without paying its mana cost from underneath it. Very good card. There's also a Network Terminal for splashing. There's a Terrarium for kind of splashing as well. I really do like Replication Specialist, but I think we are zoned in on green-white here, and we're going to take Dragon Kami Reborn. There's another Tails, and I think that's what we're going to go with here. So it's between Tails and Coiling Stalker, and Coiling Stalker doesn't really have a home in this format so well. So we'll take Tails here. And really look to shore up our 2 and 3 drop slots. But we'll take another 5-drop here. Interesting. Okay, so I'd love to have all of these cards. I'd love to have Web Spinner Cuff, Merge Keeper, Shigeki, and Tanuki. It's between Fang of Shigeki and Orochi Merge Keeper for me here, I think. And because of Kappatek Wrecker, so far, I think I'm going to lean with the Fang over the Merge Keeper. But again, I would love to have any of these 4 cards in this deck. I really do want to get access to at least 1 or 2 Tanukis, but Fang has been very, very impressive so far. Then we see Golden Tail Disciple, Repel the Vile, Season of Renewal, and Wisdom. I think I also want to have access to my first copy of Season of Renewal in this deck. And I think there's a Golden Tail Disciple that can make its way back around to us. If there wasn't a Golden Tail Disciple that was in pack 1 here, that I think can make its way back around to us, I might take that. We already have a copy of Repel the Vile, so I think we want our first copy of Season of Renewal to really start kind of doing something. And instantly we regret that pick because there's another one here, and I don't know how much I want to play 2. We could just take an Uncharted Haven in the event that we really want to splash something blue. I don't think we're going to want 2 Seasons of Renewal, so I guess we'll take the Uncharted Haven. It doesn't want me to have it. Okay. And a Spirited Companion on pick 8. So I think our deck is open here. We've gotten some late green and an 8th pick Spirited Companion. Yes, please. And here's the Golden Tail Disciple I was talking about. But there is also an Era of Enlightenment. I didn't think this would come back, but it did. And these sagas are just very, very good. I mean, basically every common and uncommon, well, every saga in the format. But even the common and uncommon ones, they're basically all playable. And almost all of them are just about better than most of the commons in their colors. So we'll take that one there. Then we see Tranquil Cove. Again, we could take that. We're really able to splash blue as much as we want, honestly. We could take the Terrarium here as well to help us splash blue a little bit if we really, really want to. Like if we open something in the last pack. But and the Merge Keeper came back anyway. Wow. Okay. Don't really want to play Wisdom here. So we've got a 2-pack deck, which means we might very well be the only people in our colors at this entire table. But so far it's been great. Now, I mentioned Behold. is one of the better uncommons in this format. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to splash blue so far. And in order to play this, you're probably going to want about 6. I don't know if this is worth trying to splash or not. There's also just Sunblade Samurai in the pack. Grafted Growth could come back around as another way to splash this. It's a really good one because it adds 2 mana of any one color. I think I'm just going to take the Samurai here. If this were 4 and a blue, I would absolutely take it there. And then we see Generous Visitor. Great pickup for us with 14 enchantments. This is going to be wonderful. I would love to have Geothermal Kami Wheel. Don't think we will be so lucky, but that would be wonderful. So we'll take Generous Visitor. So we could splash Tamiyo's Completion. There's also just Befriending the Moths here. Our creature count is a little low. So there's Grafted Growth, there's Network Terminal, Companion. So it's between Befriending the Moth and trying to splash Tamiyo's Completion. Our only removal spell so far is Repel the Vial. So that makes me think I need to try to splash this card because we don't have any of the Intercessor's Arrest, which would be great in this deck. We don't have any Bite cards to go with Fang, Master's Rebuke, any of that kind of stuff just yet. And I think on that note, I'm going to take a Rebuke here. It hasn't been great, but to be honest, the rest of the green-white cards are not where I want to be in this deck. And we're running a little low on removal. So we'll just take the Master's Rebuke. And then we see Roaring Earth, which I think is what I'm going with here. 2 mana enchantment, whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on a creature, and you can channel it late to make like a 6 mana 4/4 or 7 mana 5/5, which is obviously underrated. But when you just had that option attached to a decent enough card on the front, it's very good. So we'll take Roaring Earth here. And then there's Gloomshrieker. We only have a Haven and a Terrarium so far. But Gloomshrieker is a card I'd rather splash even over Tamiyo's Completion. And I don't care about Bearer of Memory, so I'm going to take it here and see if we can find a black splash card. Don't think I want to play cards like Network Terminal to try to enable that, though. But Gloomshrieker is very good. And it's a very good splash in a green-white deck, too. Alright, so we've got Era of Enlightenment again. We've already got 2 Samurais. Don't think we need another one. There is an Oath, but I'll just take the cheap enchantment here, an Era of Enlightenment. There's no way to splash black in this pack, so we'll just pass that by and see if we can make that work. Alright, Goshen Tai, Shrine Steward, Colossus. I think a Grove Archer's fine. Again, we have, 2 Masters, 2 Samurais, 2 Preservers, besides Euresis Skyward, Sunblessed Samurai. We've got a lot of good top end in this deck. And having a Bamboo Grove Archer on turn 2, it's going to be pretty good. Rugged Highlands, not the splash we're looking for. There's another Repel the Vial, and I don't think we're looking to play Crafted Growth. So we'll just take the Repel the Vial, and maybe we have to play it if we don't splash the Completion. And Geothermal Kami did come back, which is great for our deck. Can pick up something like Dragon Kami Reborn. Would gain 8 life over the course of its existence. You'd have 4 looks at a creature. Does exile a decent bit of your deck, but we could also pick up Spirited Companion, Fang of Shigeki, which is cheap. Pick up a Saga. We've got 2 Era of Enlightenments to pick up. We may not really need to even get cute and try to splash this, but it is very powerful, and it's an enchantment itself. So the Grafted Growth did come back, but don't think that's where we want to be. I guess we could take it, Commune and air. I guess we'll take air, but again, not really looking to start there. Emergence. Guardians. And a Plains. Alright, so we picked up a second Repel the Vial, and we have a Master's Rebuke now. We're a little low on removal, but I don't think we want to be splashing blue. So now it's a matter of if we have the mana to splash a Gloom Shrieker. So if we play one Swamp, so that'd be 15, 16, 17 lands, a Terrarium, and then an Uncharted Haven as 3 ways to splash, and then we still have 9, 8 mana base for our green and white. Seems decent enough to splash that. Let's see if we can make that work with after we make a couple cuts here. So I don't think we care about Bearer. I like all the cards here in the top end. Don't need Grafted Growth. Don't think we need Trainee. How much are we taking advantage of a Mothrider Patrol? It doesn't really do much in our deck. We have... Where is our... Why is that not in here? Our Kappatek record. We have our Kappatek Wrecker, which would be good with that ninjutsu here, but that's about all it's good with. We don't have any of the 2 mana enchantments that pumps this for each artifact enchantment you have. So still need 5 cuts though. Wow. So I think I want to cut the patrol. I'd like to keep all of our 2s. Our 3s are good. I like all of our 4s. Maybe a Sunblade Samurai. Second Repel the Vial. Imperial Oath. I think we've got enough top end that we don't need to play that card. I guess we could cut Terrarium and Gloom Shrieker and just keep it like this. Those would be the last 2 cuts. We would still have 16 enchantments in the deck, which is great. For Skyblessed Samurai, Generous Visitor. For Season of Renewal. Yeah, I think if we were a little bit low on power, we wouldn't need to play the Gloom Shrieker. But I think we've got enough. We have enough power that we can do that. We could probably go 9-7 as well. We have 1, 2, 3. We only have 3 cards we want to play before turn like 5. So that seems pretty good. Yeah, so Gloom Shrieker, again, a good card, but we didn't really get there on fixing. If this were like green-blue, we could easily play it based off of all of our blue fixing that we have over here. But because it's green-black, I think we'll leave it on the sidelines for now. And it looks like that can be the deck. Decent little green-white deck here. It's got some good top end. Could be a little bit grindy. Got enough 2-drops and stuff to survive. So let's get back in there and have a little fun. See if we can turn our winning streak around for the week. Alright, so no green, but we do have double Air of Enlightenment to get us Scries to find green, so I think this is a decent enough keep. Alright, and we could start on Roaring Earth, but we have no creatures to get any value out of this yet, so I want to get the Scry going first. Don't think I need another Plains. Yeah, we can keep the Bamboo Grove Archer though. What do they have for a single green mana? Something to channel maybe? Okay, we'll gain a couple life here. I think we'll just put down the Grove Archer. Or we could do another Era of Enlightenment. We're getting this creature next turn, so we could then go Roaring Earth, play a land, if we find one. Maybe that was a reason to keep that plane, so we can go Roaring Earth into Era of Enlightenment, scry 2 more. That was probably a pretty good reason to do that. But this also ensures next turn, hopefully we can find a land off of this scry. So we can do the same thing. Tails. So if we draw this and then Tails, we can't cast it, but it's going to be good whenever we can cast it. So I think I'm willing to keep it for that reason. It's going to be a very good card in this deck. So we'll put the land on top, and then next turn we can go Roaring Earth, play the land, get a counter, play the Archer, hold up Rebuke, whatever we want to do here. Alright, so let's play the Roaring Earth. And then we'll play the land, get a 3/3 first strike. And then we'll just play our Grove Archer. No plays. Okay. So we can attack with this one, and if they try to give it a combat trick, we can use Master's Rebuke. So we have at least a backup here. Okay, so no plays. And we don't need to get rid of that right now, so we'll just pass. Hold up Rebuke. Jeez. Well, that's why they put this on green, huh? This is going to be brutal. So we're pretty much be a little awkward here. So we go Forest, put a land probably here. They still have no attacks though, which is good. And then we probably just go Tails here. Try to get that 5/5 out. Put a 1/1 counter on this one. Still don't have any attacks though. Alright, so they have to have some sort of combat trick here, right? Because if we double block here, I want to have Master's Rebuke up if they're going to go for this kind of attack. Because we have double First Strikers here. Either they have a combat trick or they're just very dumb. I'm going to take 8 for it because I don't want to get blown out. So we're going to leave up Master's Rebuke. Okay, Iron Apprentice. Let's put it on this First Striker here. And there's the Master's Rebuke, and we have no way to get rid of that, so... But yeah, go ahead. So we knew that was coming. That would have been a pretty big blowout last turn. Play the Kami. We can't have this up anymore, but I don't really know what we have this up for anymore right now. We can get rid of one of these. We could block and then use it, but if they have another one, then we're in big trouble. So I think we're just going to have to pass. Yep, turns out the invoke cycle's pretty good if you can cast it. Alright, they're going to do it again. Yeah. I think we're going to double block one of them. And again, hopefully they don't remove one. There's the removal. Gains hexproof and indestructible. Okay. Can't do anything about that. Surge Hacker Mech. Oh, this is just wonderful. We're just getting absolutely wrecked is what we're doing. So let's bring back both of these here. And then another Tails. Fortunately, that's not really going to help us out too much. We're a little slow here. Probably going to have to use the rebuke on this, and if that doesn't work, then I think we're just about dead. So let's just probably play this as a blocker, hold up rebuke. All right. See if we can kill this here. Hopefully we're lucky enough. Please don't have your own Master's Rebuke left in hand. Good. All right. At least that died. Probably have to double block here. Yep. Okay. Alright, so we can play Kami, returning... We can return the Roaring Earth. And then play Era. Let's see. I think I like that better. So we have to play this land first, then play the Kami, return the Roaring Earth, play Era, and then we have a like a 6 mana 4/4, 7 mana 5/5 coming later at instant speed. So let's play the land, get the counter on the Grove Archer here. Then we can return this. And then we'll play Era. Double land. So a single land lets us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a single land lets us play a 5/5, which is pretty good on this board. It blocks this well. It can block the backside of this and at the very least trade. So I think I want to keep one, but not the other. For that reason. Okay. Hopefully they don't have removal, obviously. And if they attack with that, that means they do. Well, it just went straight to, what's it called? Straight to blockers, so that's fine with me. Gloom Shrieker, that's why they did that. So they can get rid of this now. Gosh, we are just getting completely owned this game, man. So we have a instant speed 5/5 here. Actually, it's a 4/4. It's a 5/5, but we just won't have it to block this turn. So we would take a good bit of damage here. A lot of damage here. But the next turn we could put this, put the counter on this, and then it's a 6/6, and then we have decent blocks. Yeah, I guess that's just what we have to do. So we have to take 11 damage here, I guess. They have double menace as well, which is not boding well for our future. They attack with everything. I'm probably going to make this a 4/4 and eat their Heir of Ancient Fang so we can at least prevent some damage. But they're likely to crew with Heir and Gloom Shrieker here and then hit us for 11, in which case we don't have great blocks. Oh, they're just going to use that one. Okay. Makes sense. Can't block. So we'll channel for X equals 5 here. I know it comes in tapped, but... And now hopefully they don't have Master's Rebuke. Okay, they didn't. We get a 2/2. Nope, here comes removal. I got something. So we could put tails on something, and then that eventually will get us a... We probably have to do this, because if we're surviving, we need the backside of this to come soon. And if they have removal, we're just dead anyway. So, if we just play this and they remove this, then we double block that and die, or we block this, and still die. So we're dead no matter what. Are we dead anyway? Let's see, if they do this one, double block, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're not dead. So let's hope this survives here. Put it on the forest and cross our fingers. Okay. And then we can pass. So we're playing on the back foot here a lot, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to turn this corner, but we're fighting as well as we can. Preserver, it's pretty good, because now they can have a 6/6. Or they'll just make it a 4/4. Now they can crew here. I think that means we're dead. We can cycle this to gain 2 life. But I don't think that's going to be enough. So if we block here, block here, we would take 8. We would be chumping. Let's see, if we blocked here and here, we would be taking 8, and we could go to 1 if we discard this. I think this is the only way to survive. So I guess that's what we'll do. And I think we're still just dead next turn. Yeah, because they have a bunch of menace and attackers, so there wasn't really a way to get out of that after that last turn, so got outvalued there, that's for sure. Alright, decent little hand here. Got 2-drop, good 4-drop. As long as we don't get beaten down by a bunch of 1-drops and 2-drops, then hopefully we can survive this. We have all the mana we need for the rest of the game because this will get us 2 more forests, so we won't draw any more mana, so that's nice. Oh, no, I said we won't do that. Definitely don't need that. I guess we can keep Preserver. I mean, again, just hopefully they don't play and attack us with too much here. Okay, so they are ramping. This is going to be hard to block. And we're going a little slow. So if we play Beside You next turn, we're taking 3 and then whatever else they play here. Okay. It's going to get big. It's going to be a chunky trainee. Yes, you are chunky. We take 4. And the next turn we take 4 more. Oh, jeez. Next turn we take 7. Okay. Gotta get this going. Alright, so next turn we have 5 mana. We can go Wrecker, Hold Up, Rebuke. It's probably what we're going to have to do. This has Menace, so we're taking 7. We're taking 8. Goodness. It's going to be a problem. Now we're taking 9. Holy moly. Now we're taking 10, 11. Good God. Do we just have to chump this? No. No, I don't think we do. Feels bad, obviously. And we'll draw another land, obviously. So we'll do this. We'll play this with Death Touch, and then we can kill something at the very least. Probably going to have to be the Blade Blesser. We're technically dead on board, but they don't know that. So what if we killed the Blade Blesser now? Is that worth it? Let's see where they want to put the counter, or put the +2/+2. Makes sense. Now they have 3 lethal threats here. Okay, so we're going to have to trade and chump the other one. let's kill this. Resolves. And hopefully they don't remove. They didn't draw top deck removal. Okay, so we have to chump one, obviously. I think we have to... We want to get rid of this one mainly, because it attacks and blocks as a 5/5. So we'll go here and here. Alright. Probably need to do this again because we need to get to the point where these turn into creatures so we can survive for a moment. We could still play this next turn. We have a decent block. It's not lethal if they remove this, technically. So, I know we don't get the value out of getting a 1/1 counter and a vigilance. We get the counter, but we don't get the vigilance because it can't attack. But, again, we need to make sure this can get to the point where it can flip into a creature. Hopefully no removal. Okay. We'll draw our 19th land. And then we can attack. It does have vigilance. And then we'll play a 4/4. And maybe we're stable? Who knows? Let's see. It's a decent enough draw here. We can get the Wrecker and the Enlightenment back. And they don't know that, so we could attack for 10. And then we could have 3 blockers. I don't know if that's worth it, though. Oh, they're just going to pack it in. Alright, they didn't have anything to beat the 10/10, I suppose. Alright, so as ugly as this looks, I think we have to keep it. We are on the draw. We get a shot at green. We get 2 shots at green. And then we have a Scry 2 if we can't find it. So we'll just go ahead and keep this and then top deck a 5-drop that's green. So need to find it with the era here. Not exactly what I was looking for. Gonna top deck anything that's not, or gonna bottom anything that's not a forest. Holy moly, thank God we had a Scry 2. Okay, and there is our forest. It'd be bad if they got rid of this, but we need to try to play it and keep it here. And then if it survives, even if it doesn't next turn, we can go beside you, reach a skyward, and we can play a Fang. So, don't want to trade. Okay. Pretty good. But now we can go Generous Visitor into beside you. And Fang, I think. Right? So if we go Generous Visitor, no, because we need, yeah, we can put the counter here, but we're probably going to have to put it here. So let's put it on Era because it's a first striker. We'll get those 2 forests. And like I've said many times, we are set for mana for the rest of the game. We're never going to draw another one. So, perfect position. Another Preserver. Pretty good. They can make this one able to attack now. I think we're fine taking 4. I thought I said we don't need that. So we can go Forest, Shigeki, and Tails here. So... yeah, let's do that. Probably put the counter... I know we're putting a lot of eggs in one basket here on our first striker, but it holds back their entire board. I think we want the... I mean, we keep going here. Problem is, this doesn't get any better as more than a 1/1. This is just value that they're going to have to kill. If they don't, that we keep getting 1/1s. And this can tap for more mana that we obviously don't need. So I guess we're putting it here. And then we can attack. Now, if they have like Intercessor's Arrest or something, you don't want to do that. You for sure do not want to do that. But go ahead, let it happen. Oh, I'm sorry, opponent. It is a first striker, so we'll get rid of... yeah, we'll just get rid of these two. Bit of a mistake there. And that's going to be hard to come back from for them. Okay. And Jukai Trainee, alright. Yeah, let's just keep going to town with the first striker, why not? So let's put this on white. Then we'll just make sure we get in there. And if they want to, like, quadruple block, then we could just blow them out. They're just going to chump. That's fine. Okay. Don't like that, so let's go ahead and get the 2-for-1 here. And there we go. Nice little draw. Alright, so we've kept a couple of 2-land hands, but this is obviously not one that we could keep, so we have to put that back. And as much as I like Skyblast Samurai, I think that's the one card that does not fit in this hand, so I think that's what we have to put back. On the other hand, we could put back Grove Archer, because we're going to have an enchantment here, and then we could play this on like turn 5. Depending on what we scry into. So that is another option. Because this is one of the more powerful cards in our deck. And I'd like to have it. If we bottom it, we'll never see it again. So for that reason, I think I'm going to risk putting back the Grove Archer. Because it would be a turn 3 play anyway. And I'm sure we could find something better with this. Okay, let's see what we can find. Whoa. Don't think... do we want Tails? I know we want Azusa. But the problem is, if we top Tails as well, We're not going to have the mana the following turn to even cast it, but we could just cast a Preserver, and then we have to hope we find the mana. But at that point, we'll have 3 enchantments, which we could use to play this. So for that reason, I think we could keep it, because hopefully they don't have removal. If they do, then this plan goes a little bit awry. But next turn, we can go Azusa, play an additional land. The following turn, if we draw a land, we could play Tails. If we don't, we could play Jukai Preserver. And the following turn, we'll have Skyblast Samurai up. So that's why I'm going to top deck both of these here. Virus Beetle. That is not good. That throws a huge wrench in our entire plan. Oh, that's brutal. It's like the worst card they could have played. Oh, jeez. Did we get rid of the Preserver? So we could play double land next turn. And then the following turn we have to draw land to play Tails. I don't like doing it, but yeah, that's what they got us doing here. So we'll play Plains, we'll play Azusa, then we'll do Uncharted Haven on green. And now we don't have another play, so next turn, it's like they just time walked us with a Virus Beetle. Oh my gosh, and now we're going to lose 6 life and they're going to gain 6 life. Oh, this is brutal. Yeah, can't do anything. Go ahead. Now they're gonna Virus Beetle us again. Oh gosh, this has been awful. I said as long as they don't have removal, and they didn't quite have removal, but they may as well have. Not quite what I'm looking for. At least it's something we can play. So no attacks. We can play this next turn. Assuming they don't kill any of our creatures. Well, there's killing our creatures. Gosh, this has been like the worst game. Everything we try to do, we just get owned. I think we're going to sacrifice a creature here. Probably just the Fang. Oh my gosh. So we're going to have to sacrifice a creature unless we discard a card. So basically what we could do is we could play this, we could return the likeness and then discard it. That way we at least gain 3 instead of just sacrificing it to this and not gaining anything. Problem is that makes this more expensive now. Or we could just discard this. So we could return Era of Enlightenment and then discard Skyblast Samurai, and then we get a couple of scries when we replay this. Can trade here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to discard Skyblast Samurai, because at this rate we're just never going to be able to play it. Hopefully no more Virus Beetles. Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. It's a nice little combo in this red-black deck. And then just Kunai will be able to kill something here. Don't think you want to do that right now. Well, with the Kunai, it's not that bad. Okay. Let's try to find something. That's not at all something. And then we'll play this, and now we're just at the mercy of the top of our deck. Alright. Yep. Now they can get rid of this one. Oh, they didn't choose... Oh, they might have ran out of mana. So this can attack as a 4/4 menace now. Man, we had a great curve to start this game, and that Virus Beetle just blew us out entirely. So... Yep. Even playing Bronze Cudgels. And we're about to get wrecked by a Bronze Cudgels, aren't we? Well, this is certainly interesting. I'm sure we'll top deck one more land just to basically secure this loss. I mean, it's still not great on this board, to be honest. Yep, so we had a great start to this game until that Virus Beetle came down, and then it was like, okay, well, now nothing matters anymore. So they can hit us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh. It's just... This is just brutal. So this could be a 5, then it'll be 7, then it'll be 10. So it'll hit us for 10? Gosh. So if we double block here, it at least gets rid of it, and then maybe we can... Yeah, but as long as they have this stupid card, all their 1/1s are going to trade up. But we do have First Striker coming. So because of the First Striker, I'm going to have to do this. And hope they don't remove the Wrecker before blocks. Okay. At least we killed it. Can't cast that. So go ahead. And then if they kill our... Oh wait, no. Well, we're discarding it anyway, so let's go ahead and get a Plains, and then discard the Plains. So we can kill this one. They could pump it... We could also just kill their life linker right now. They could pump this a few times. Yeah, let's just kill this now. So we'll take 8. Yep. Oh, looky what it is. Go ahead. Another Virus Beetle. They have the deck, that's for sure. So all they have to do is keep attacking with everything. We block the one that has the cudgels on it, and I don't even know what that does, but I'm sure we're dead. Yeah, whatever. Okay, that was just ridiculous. Alright, very good start here. I'd love to be on the play, but can't always be that lucky. We have to pray they do not have Voltage Surge. We're not going to not play this. And there's the Voltage Surge. Every time I say it, it seems like they have it, right? Every time I say we have to pray they don't have the Voltage Surge, they always have it, right? Man. Okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead, do that. Reactor. All right. I think we're going to lead on Merge Keeper here. We could also play a Zuza and then play a land. That guarantees we get a ramp. I think I'd actually rather do that. Because if we didn't draw a land, then this would never do anything for the rest of the game for that first chapter. So, it's fine. Gain 3 life. Alright, do we want to risk trying to draw a land with Spirited Companion? Or do we just play Merge Keeper now? I think we want to play Spirited Companion, and if we draw a green, we could play this. If we draw a white, we could play this. We could do it the other way, we could play this. So I'd rather draw a green to play the Merge Keeper here. Alright, we did it. We got there. Let's do... I think we want to get that ramp going. Not going to block here. Oh, they're not going to attack. Okay. Want to do something on our upkeep? Alright, so we can go Kami, Returning Companion, which would be great. I think that's our best bet. They could kill the Companion, but if they're going to use a removal spell on that, I mean, that's fine by me. Holy moly. What on earth? Oh my gosh. Why are we getting so savagely dunked on today? That is just awful. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Get wrecked. Okay. Guess we can go Tails here on Kami. And then we can attack. Yeah. It's a good attack. Goodness gracious. 2 damage to any target and 1 to each non-artifact creature. So we had a 1-1, a 1-1, and a 2-2, or 3-3, and it just completely destroyed us. I see. Okay. We'll just play Samurai here. Doesn't line up great against our Ogre. But we do have a 6-5 and a 5-5 coming that will. They're getting priority, which tells me it could be Voltage Surge. Oh, it was the Steelbreaker activation. I think that's what they had up. Song Shaper, don't really care about that. We have to watch out for this at some point, but... Alright, so that's a great draw. So let's just get in there with everything. And just see how they want to block. Okay. Sure, they're going to sacrifice the decoy and then draw a card, and then they'll trade, but then we can rebuke this down. We can also put a counter on these two, which would also just kind of wreck that. See if they pay 2. Awesome. So if we put the counter here and here, this is going to go up to be a 5/5 right now. So this should kind of completely own them here. Awesome. And then we will scry. Don't think we need Repel the Vile, but Samurai seems fine enough right now. So we'll keep it. Ha, you savagely owned us once, and we got you back. So, how does that feel? This format's pretty sweet, though. I know. This game has been hilarious. Last game was pretty funny. It's been really fun. Really, really fun format. Okay, don't like being on the draw yet again, but if they don't have a 1 and a 2 drop, our visitor could get in, and then we could potentially kill something if they play an artifact or enchantment. Like if they play like the Modern Age or something like that, we might be able to kill it. Mnemonic Sphere, that's something we can kill. So I guess we just do that, right? Yeah, why not? Alright. And hopefully we draw a 2-drop enchantment. That would be great. We can go Visitor into Era of Enlightenment or something like that. Not quite. We'll go Forest. Let's attack. And then we'll play Visitor. Oh, they have some sort of counter spell. Play it now. Counter it, please. Good. These are the things I want to resolve. Although Essence Capture wouldn't have really... I don't know why Essence Capture's in this format. You know, with all the enchantments running around and sagas, I mean, it's at its worst by far. So let's play Beside You here, get our couple of forests. So we only have Visitor for Season of Renewal right now. They're missing land drops and getting a little bit color screwed. So we could just go Tails and start to try to get these 5/5s out. Would have rathered that come onto the field first, but what can you do? So we can go Tails, but then it's not very mana efficient. We can also just like cycle this at the end of turn and make it 4/4. That seems pretty good too. Okay, or we can Geothermal Kami that back to our hand. Never mind. I forgot about that interaction. So the reason that happens is because enchant artifact, creature, or planeswalker, it loses all abilities. So the backside of this, if it loses its abilities, it's loses the +1/+1 for each land you control, so it becomes a 0/0. So that's why we lost that instantly. We can Season of Renewal both of these back here, and then we can play the 1/1. So 1, 2, 3. We could play Roaring Earth. We could play that. And that also seems pretty good. So 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and get both of these back. And do we even want to play Roaring Earth is the thing. Oh, we're in combat right now. Oops. I didn't realize we were in combat. Okay, so let's play Generous Visitor. And then we can play the Roaring Earth, but I don't know if we really care about that. We'd probably rather have this as a creature later. So, yep, we'll just do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Alright, yeah, they just got a little bit mana screwed there. But we had a good enough curve, it probably wouldn't have mattered. Okay, so we've got Merge Keeper, we've got Roaring Earth, we've got Wrecker. No white, but we are on the play. I think we'll keep it. Probably going to start Merge Keeper depending on what we draw. That's an interesting one as well. So we'll play this here. If we don't draw a land, we're definitely going to have to cycle that into a Plains. Oh, geez. So they're going to get some rats here. So I think we have to cycle this into a Plains. And then we can play the Plains and probably just play... Probably play Azusa, and next turn we can attack with the rat, and they're not going to block it. And then we can do this and then kill that, and then they would have given us 2 rats. So that's pretty good. So we'll hit them with the rat rogue. That's funny. So I highly doubt they will not block this rat, and then we can go ahead and ninjutsu it in to kill their tribute. So let's attack with both rats. I'm going to do this here. And then ninjutsu this in. Go to damage. Take action and kill that. Then we might just need to cycle this again. Well, not necessarily. We're 1 mana away from casting it. We could play the Roaring Earth. That makes this cheaper. So I think I will do that. We're also 1 mana away from casting this. They're playing Double Spirited Companion. Find a land into Reckoner Raid. Okay. So we can play this land, put the counter on the rat, probably. And then I think we'll get in with these 2 for sure. We can go Samurai now. And that would make this cost 4 next turn. If we draw a land, we can do both. I think I like that a little bit better. Probably should have put the counter here to make it modified so we could tap for 2. So we could have done that guaranteed, but looks like they're going a little bit slow here. Okay, so we could do... Do we just want to play the Samurai out? Make sure we can get it down? Probably so. If we played this, we'd have to draw exactly a Plains to be able to play the Samurai. So I think I just want to play the Samurai here. Make sure we can get it on the battlefield. Then we can go here for sure. Are we willing to trade this for a Spirited Companion? And or this? So we'd trade either of these for a Spirited Companion at this point. And they're so far behind that I think I'm okay doing that. Or they'll just let us get in with everything. That works too. There are a lot of animations associated with flipping sagas here in this format. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw a card first. Okay. Can play that, and then we can put it on probably this. That opens up good attacks here as well. So we can get in here and here, and then hold up Rebuke if they try to triple block or something like that. Okay, so those are single block. Make that treasure. Go Shintai. Okay, it has Death Touch, so we could probably just kill that one here. Alright, there we go. A little screwed on mana again, but you know what? We'll take it. Okay, so this hand is obviously awkward. We can play a turn 2 Roaring Earth, but we have no creatures to put that land on, but we are on the draw. This will come out pretty early, and we have a lot of creatures we can draw with this, and even a white is a decent enough draw. So I'm going to keep it because mulliganing in limited is not good, so we're not going to do that. And there's the Capitec record, which goes a long way in making this hand decent. So, Coiling Stalker. Okay. Then we could just play the Wrecker. Which blocks it well enough. Assuming they don't kill it. Yeah, they kind of killed it. Okay. Can exile that enchantment at some point, though. I kind of surprised them with it, too. Nope. That didn't happen. It didn't really matter either way. So we'll have to do this, and then we could just play Roaring Earth here. Now we start needing some white mana. Don't think I want to block the Coiling Stalker unless they play a creature pre-combat that they can put the counter on. Then I might. That also depends on what that creature is. Okay, so no blocks. Commune. Alright. See what they find. Find a plains. It's fine with me. Golden Tail Disciple. Alright. So Generous Visitor is not quite gonna do it on this board. I mean, we'll play it because it's all we can do, but hopefully we don't, you know, fall out of this draft under a mana screw. Which, then again, our last two opponents also got mana screwed, so something that happens in Magic. Can't win them all. And now we're just gonna take 5. They get another counter. Don't like to see it. They're going to Master's Rebuke, Go Shintai. Okay, so this will get them some value of the game. Another Forest. Gotta put it here. And I think I want to put it here. And we'll hold it back in the event that we need to block. This can start getting them a lot of value over the course of the turns here. So, alright, 6 mana. What you gonna do with it? Trample. Alright. I see. Okay, so we have to take 6 again. Okay. Jeez. Alright, so there's the plains. Put the counter here. Geez. We can go tails. Put the counter here as well, but then we're dead, so we can't do that. So we have to play samurai. We could also repel this at instant speed. We could repel this at instant speed. We could just play the samurai, which blocks well on this board. These both block well. So I think we have to do this, actually. So we'll put that here. Does not have vigilance, so we will not attack. And we're kind of turning the corner a little bit. We have to dodge a couple of draw steps here. Okay, so they put it on that, so we can actually exile target creature power 4 greater. So we can exile that here at some point. But I'd rather get rid of this. Or I'd rather get this going. We'll put it here. Give it vigilance. Because we got to make sure we can get these 5/5s before the game's over. Because we're at 4 life. So... Greater Tanuki. Alright, alright. I see. Okay. Gonna have to put it here. Can we afford to play tails here? If we do and we put it on this, we block here, we block there, and we die. We only have 2 blockers. So I think we need to hold up Repel. And see what we need to exile. Could be that, could be this, could just be one of their creatures. I think that's our only out here. So we'll go to combat, we'll hit with the Vigilance Flyer. And I think we will see if we can see what they draw and how they want to attack. If they attack with everything, we're technically dead on board, but we have a lot of ways to get out of that. If they have if they top deck a removal spell, which is not that, then see if we can get them to attack with everything here. Nope. All right. Where are you going to put it? On itself. Okay, so let's exile this. Then we'll get a 5/5 here. We'll get a tails that we can put the counter here. Then we can put the vigilance counter here. Then we can put this counter here. And then we can get in with both of these. This will trade for the Tanuki. And maybe it's not even worth attacking with this. Probably just want to get in with this one. And now they're dead next turn. But we're dead to removal. Maybe it was worth playing this instead. But then this wouldn't have gotten vigilance. So if they top deck removal, we're dead. If they don't, I think we win. Oh my gosh. No. They top decked removal. Why? We had it. We had it, and then they found it on the top of their deck. That's awful. Hate to see it. Still a really good deck. Had a good run. 5-3. Can't really be too mad about that at the end of the day. Had a lot of fun moments in that draft. That was a good one. So don't forget to stick around to the end of the video to talk through our Neon Dynasty trophy playlist or to find our last video in case you missed it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow for your daily draft.